Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into the second half of stuff we were shipping out Monday. I posted the first half yesterday and Sunday, so we got ahead of the game. I already dropped that stuff off. So all right, first up is going to be this. This is going to be Super Dungeon Explorer. This is about 60-ish or so upgrade cards. This is by a game Cool Miniatures or Not, sorry, company. It's called Super Dungeon Explorer. It has all these like anime chibi characters and monsters. It's a dungeon crawler, so you have heroes, you get loot, and then you fight monsters with like dice. And these are just a bunch of upgrade cards. They had like different editions throughout the game. I only saw someone play the game a long time ago, so I haven't played it myself, but I know people like the game, and then there's tons of expansions. That's how CMON had done its finances. When they would make games, they would do Kickstarters and they would do a bunch of expansions to constantly get money from people. But a lot of people like this stuff, so there's a ton of content out there. $20.99 for these cards plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. All right, next up is going to be this. I already sold this before. I have a bunch of these. This is going to be Fleer. This is going to be I think some baseball cards. I don't know anything about sports, but I got a bunch of these. It was from National Trading Card Day. This is from 2004. It looks like there's 5 booster packs in here. So I just sold this one again, and I relisted another one. I didn't put quantity on it because sometimes when I have a bunch of something, I want to make sure that if one sells and if the price goes super high, that I can adjust it for the next time. I've been happy with what I've been getting for these, but once I'm down to a couple left, I might increase it by a little bit. But yeah, this ended up going for $10, and this is also going to repeat buyer. And like I said, I relisted another pack. I still have like 6 or 8 or more packs of the packs. All right. Next up is going to be a really good board game. I haven't played this one. This is sealed. This is War of the Ring. This is the card game, though. The board game is pretty big and really expensive, as well as expansions. This is going to be the card game version of that game. So it's just cards. It doesn't have all the miniatures that look like little Risk pieces and the big map of Middle Earth. But yeah, people like this one still. There's also expansions for this. This ended up going for $24, also to repeat buyer. Been having good luck with repeat buyers. I know I say that a lot, but I think I've really built up the rapport with all the customers with, stuff that they want, as well as good pricing and then good packaging by Netta. All right. Next up is going to be a combo order. This is a bunch of World of Warcraft trading card game cards. These were just different lots I made. I think I got these from the auction where I spent like $400. So this was some of the more of like the extras that someone already opened up. Some of the booster boxes were sealed. Other stuff was loose. I did it by the class up here because you have to pick a hero and then the race, alliance, or horde. And then you have to like pick a class like shaman or something like that. So I put shaman, druid, and paladin cards here. There's 69 of them in there. 77 rogue, mage, and warrior cards right here. And then there was like 57. These are quest cards if you play Magic the Gathering. These are like the lands. These are the resources that you use to cast all your minions and allies, as well as cast your equipment and armor and spells. But then all the quests will have another little, like, this is the quest part on it, where these are used for a resource, 1 per 1, like one quest is 1 resource, but then each quest has the ability to, you can get some kind of extra thing. So this puts cards on top of your deck and stuff like that. So I like the game. That's like their little twist on it. Damage sticks on the monsters. You're trying to knock out the hero, as well as like the little quests or the resources have little abilities that you can use, and then you flip them face down. You can only use them once per game. It's a pretty fun one. They also have like co-op versions of the game with the dungeon and raid decks. But yeah, these 3 sold for $29 right there. So someone's going to appreciate some deck building with that. I think those are just like commons and uncommons. There's no rares. There was no epics, no legendaries like the ones with the scratch off cards. All right. Next up is going to be Zombicide. This is normally a board game by Cool Miniatures or Not, just like the Super Dungeon Explorer game. But this is going to be the free RPG day. This is just going to be a mission booklet. They made an RPG as well. People like Zombicide because there's a ton of characters you can play in the game. Like I've seen this girl with the double katanas and stuff like that. So they end up making a RPG so you can enjoy like the lore of the game. Instead of playing with the board game, you can play with pen and paper. So I'm going for $6.80. I have another one of these, so I already relisted it. All right. Next up is going to be these 24 painted Napoleonic figures. I told you I've been keeping an eye out more for painted figures just to see how they do versus the unpainted ones. And I think I've been getting a little bit more money from them. Also, the paint jobs that I purchased miniatures from are all across the board. Some of them are like okay, all the way up to really good. This is 24 infantry. These were pretty well painted. They were like the small little like Rebel or Italeri or something. One of those brands where you get like the small little plastic figures, and someone did a good job with details. So yeah, this ended up going for $19.59. And I think, like I said, there was 24 of these. So yeah, these were pretty well done. All right, someone's going to appreciate them. Not everyone wants to paint miniatures. There's a lot of people who like miniatures, but they don't trust their abilities, or they're afraid to learn, or that anxious to start it. It's also a lot of the materials like the paint pots and all the accessories like paintbrushes do cost a lot of money. So sometimes people just don't want to pay into it if they're afraid that their paint job will be bad. But you have to start somewhere. All right. Next up is going to be Crimson Skies. This is going to be, is this the one by WizKids? This is not. Okay, I guess WizKids made one as well. FASA. This one's made by FASA. Crimson Skies is going to be like a little dog fighting game with little airplanes in the air, usually military ones. This is Liberet Travel Air Auto Gyro right here. So yeah, this is just like a little package that it's in. I don't think they sell for too much. I've listed the Crimson Skies stuff, and I think WizKids made like an maybe they bought the brand or something. I'm not too sure. $10.50 for this particular figure. All right. Next up is just gonna be like generic 6. I label them as apocalyptic metal miniatures between like 1.5 inch to 2 inch. They're just these figures with like masks on, kind of like gas masks. So there's 6 different variations of these figures. They could be used for role-playing games. They could be used for painting. Not too sure what the person's going to use them for. But yeah, they're like sci-fi themed as well. These end up going for $8. So even without knowing like the brand of figures, I'll still list the miniatures as much details as I can find on the miniature and do my best there. Use as many of the 80 characters for the title that I can. All right. Next up is going to be an empty box, Elite Trainer box. This is going to be Sword and Shield for Pokemon Lost Origin set. This Pokemon, their name is Garancha or something like that. I'm probably saying it wrong. Starts with a G. I've played each Pokemon game once, or at least one in each generation. So I haven't played every single one, but I've played a lot of them. But some of the Pokemon slip my mind at this point. It's been a bit since I played. But yeah, this box is an empty box. Normally has packs and then energies and stuff. But people still like to collect them. You can still store cards, deck boxes, sleeves, and then they also they have art on them, so they look like a nice shelf piece. $5.31 for this one. So not like a crazy amount of money, but a lot of people will throw out that kind of stuff. All right. Next up is going to be Vampire the Masquerade. It's just going to be like a little booklet, Torador right here, just like a small little novel by White Wolf production or games right there. Vampire the Masquerade is just a really popular vampire RPG game. I think there's different companies that have written about it and stuff, and there's also going to be a bunch of games around it. But yeah, this one went for $6.99. All right. It's almost like a little comic book for that one. Next up is going to be more of the Pachislo coins? Pachislo. Slow. All right. I don't know if I'm saying it right. There are a bunch of these casino coins that we got for free. Someone just had a big bag, knew that we did eBay stuff, and then they just wanted to give it to me. And I said, sure, I'll give it a try. This is not my realm. I don't know too much about these coins and stuff, but we sold another lot of 12. The person that we did the video on yesterday that bought like a set of 49 also bought these. And because we didn't have to ship it yesterday because it was Sunday, so the post office was closed, we're adding this onto their order. So it's a combo order now. They paid $18.37 for these 12. I don't know, it has like just like Japanese lettering on it or something on both sides. So I have no idea like for like what brand these ones were. The other one had like a name on it. But yeah, like I said, these went for $18.37. All right. Moving along, we have advanced squad leader boards, mounted boards. I've filled a lot of these. These are just variations of numbers. They got boards 5 through 8 right here. These are used for squad leader, which is going to be this military game where you make scenarios. You have like a scenario card. It tells you what boards you need. So that's what these boards are. Up here, I put it wrong in the baggie. Top left is going to be the number. The earlier the number, the earlier in like the base game in the first expansions. And as the game goes on, they added, more boards for more scenarios, tons of modules for this game. And this is a lot of 5. This is boards 1, 8, 11, 12, and 13. So it was just whatever I had at the time. I have a bunch of these boards, and I'll make different lots and stuff, and they've been doing pretty well. So yeah, this is a combo order. This ended up going for $44 and like 50 something cents. All right, for that. So these are pretty good. People like to use them. They also like to make their own scenarios. Those boards are module where you can have it as the whole thing. You can kind of, move it around. You can also fold it in and use half of the size. Excuse me. All right. Next up is going to be this little vintage pencil sharpener. Did I forget? Okay, I thought I forgot it. It's like a metal one, Contado or something, some kind of like cool little tchotchke gadget. It's like this, it's actually like a pretty girthy weight to it for this. And then there's like you put your pencil in and then you sharpen it and then you pop open the drawer and it has the pencil shaving. It's a really cool thing. I'm sure a lot of people collect different pencil sharpeners and stuff. But yeah, this ended up going for $10.49. I have no idea where we got this one, but like I like cool little gadgets like this. All right. Next up is going to be Codex. I didn't even realize that they had PC versions for Warhammer. This is Armies of the Imperium by Games Workshop. I'm not sure what edition this is, but yeah, this is actually like a DVD. So I think this is going to be a DVD version or PC version of like the army books, which tells you all the stats for the different units and the troops, as well as like, you know, paint jobs and stories and lore. So yeah, that one's pretty cool. $7.69. Whenever I'm looking at like DVDs for PC games, I'm always looking for stuff that like I haven't noticed before. So maybe it might be more rare. That doesn't always mean the case, but that's just like what my eyes are looking for when I'm scanning stuff. So I was like, I didn't even realize this was something until I found this one. So $7.69 for that. It's not like it went for a super amount, but that was the last item for the day, plus all the other stuff I shipped yesterday. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend.